Peggy 18.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel. On this feature, we're gonna be taking a look at the Reskinned Amagi for the second Big Hunt event currently running on World of Warships. So as you can see, this is actually a reworked Japanese Tier 8, I believe, Amagi battleship. And this thing is lots of fun. So with the second Big Hunt event, we are introduced to brand new 3 ships, and I'm gonna try to cover all 3 of them here on the channel, and we're gonna see how these ships perform. Now obviously I still do not have these ships fully spaded as of yet, so I do not have access to all of their updates and modifications, and therefore I cannot install all the modules, but maybe we're gonna have some fun with the matches. Now, when the initial Big Hunt was introduced, it was somewhere around the 0.9 point something patch last year. I tried to cover the Big Hunt. Unfortunately, I was still working only with my laptop, so the quality of the footage was kind of really awful. But yeah, this time hopefully it's gonna look much better. We can take a much closer look at this beautiful ship. And we're going to take a look at the modules which I have currently installed, and we're going to take it out into the battle and see how well can we perform against these sea creatures and other players. So let's take a look at the modules which I have currently installed. So as you keep going through, and the best way to show you this is actually to go through the combat missions in the Big Hunt. Here you're going to be able to see, of course, what missions you need to fulfill, how much time do you have, and you can actually keep following the updates and what is to be expected next time when you get an upgrade, when you deal certain amount of damage. Now, you deal damage basically by either killing the other players or by killing the sea critters, so we're gonna see how this ship performs. So obviously, I still have a bunch of modules which still need to be installed, and, well, let's see what do we have equipped. So I'm going to be working with the anti-torpedo hull, because the Whirlwind, which is the newly introduced torpedo launching ship, is super deadly, so I'm hoping this is going to give me some fighting chance. I'm going to be using the AP guns. I'm going to be using small AP gun secondary, and we're gonna go with the fire support special module. So let's see how this ship will perform. Okay, so each match has 16 players included. When you start, there are gonna be always 2 of these leviathans which are gonna pop up. You're gonna require 2 kills in order to keep getting upgrades. On top of the middle screen, you will see the battle points which you gather by killing these things. So we're gonna be facing off against a Fang Blade, and there should be also one additional creature which has not as of yet emerged from under the water. So let's guide these shots, and we're gonna be starting the engagement. So this is the second type, the Thornridge, and we're gonna be fighting against these quite a lot. Now, surprisingly, when you get your hands eventually on the Avenger, in case you are participating in the event, you're gonna realize that it is set up to actually utilize the secondary armaments on the ship. And honestly, ever since the 0.10 patch, I feel that these secondaries have become less usable, as most players are now going on more of a long range type of sniper builds, so it's kind of difficult to utilize them proficiently. However, here it works, so we're gonna try to steal even this kill if I will be able to land those damn pesky shots. There are these leviathans all over in the water, so let's see if we can land them. Beautiful. Okay, and we have the first possibilities for upgrades. Now, I'm gonna go with the damage absorption in order to reduce the damage which I'm currently taking. Not really sure if those torpedoes have landed. I'm gonna have to wait for the Thorn Ridge to reappear for me to take a shot. Okay, it's another kill. Here we have another Thorn Ridge. And looks like another Avenger is trying to fight. So we can join into a squad and now we are working together. There is also a Hector. And this is a Reskinned Amagi. And this thing uses a big laser on the front of the ship. And also it has a special ability where it can go submerged, allowing to do hit and run tactics in order to escape the engagement. As you can see, he is charging his laser, and take a look at how much damage did I just take from a small tiny ship. One hit and what, like 1/3 of my entire HP bar has been reduced, and that is with the first damage absorption perk being allowed. Now we have the possibility for damage absorption or defeating blow, so we can increase our damage. So I'm gonna go with that possibility. That Fang Blade over there is too far, so we're gonna be moving into the red zone here, which is a place where we are introduced to the third type of this sea creature, or the Sea Leviathan. Unfortunately, these three are too far for us to engage, and they are going underwater, so we're not going to be able to get our kills there. So I'm going to follow this Avenger. And here we're going to run into the Lobster Eye. Now, the Lobster Eye is the third part, or the third type of the sea creature, which you can run into. Initially, when the Big Hunt event started first time last year, you were trying to get to these points and kill the Lobster Eye because they possessed the key to the portal, which is currently being opened up in the center. You can see the timer go off in the top right corner. It shows that we still have 3 minutes and 17 seconds, 15 seconds until the portal is opened. So let's see if we can find the Lobster Eye. It's right over there. It has actually received a little rework, so now you are not trying to kill the Leviathan or the Lobster Eye in order to obtain the key for the portal. You just try to kill it in order to gain a bonus. If you get too close, it will be launching a ton of torpedoes. It has the ability to increase its defense by raising the shields. So despite the fact that I'm getting some Citadel hits here, it's not gonna do as much damage. And the rework is now visible because the mouths are actually gonna charge up before it launches these plasma shells. So we're gonna keep hitting the Lobster Eye. I'm gonna slow down in order to avoid the torpedoes. It's a full broadside. We're gonna take the increase in speed this time because we are a battleship and we are mostly playing against, well, what you can see over there, that Valkyrie was initially introduced. I think it's a reskinned Hindenburg. And then there is the Avenger. And then there is the Hector, which is the reskinned Oland. Can try to attack the Thorn Ridge, however, I'm not really sure I will be able to secure that kill because of so many players being there. So let's see if we can open up fire on this Hector. Unfortunately, shooting at this angle is really not the most advantageous thing to do. Also, I really need to be careful because I can be lit on fire by the Valkyrie. Looks like it is using HE shells. Now, the HE shells are actually pretty damn useful when it comes to dealing with the sea critters, but they are really not that efficient when it comes to dealing with the enemy players. You're gonna have much more luck with the AP rounds. Although, honestly, ever since a couple of changes have been initiated to the game, when it comes to the aesthetics, such as your entire aircraft batteries showing that they are firing up when the enemy aircrafts are in the air and such, I feel like something has been done to the trajectory of the weapons too, and so I feel like I'm having to relearn the entire thing all over again. Okay, this guy is actually really annoying, so I'm gonna try to initiate the secondaries because I'm taking way too much damage here. He obviously has unlocked a bunch of modules for the Hector, and I really don't want to die too early. So I was able to take him out, but we are super close to the portal, which is now opened. So what you can do, basically, because you don't have to kill the Lobster Eye, is to just simply get into the portal, and you are gonna get the battle points. I would probably not get even 2,000 because I have currently only 1,807 out of 2,000, so I would have to kill a bunch of more things in order to get at least 2,000 battle points out of this engagement. So I'm gonna stick around a bit longer to see how this will turn out. And in the initial big hunt, once the portal has been opened, a bunch of Lobster Eye started to spawn around the center of the map. Now this time it's actually different, because instead of those spawning in, we have a different event happening. Over there you can see a countdown for an enemy NPC battleship, which will spawn in with bunch of small destroyers. And those destroyers are then eventually gonna keep on swarming and spawning at the center once the portal is gonna be super close to getting closed by. So you have time to get a bunch of kills until then. Unfortunately, the gale is too far from me, so I will not be able to effectively initiate. Looks like our squad mate has decided to leave the engagement, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna try to guide these shots a bit forward in order to land those hits. I was able to land 3 of them. And there has been also rework to the damage which you are taking. So obviously I was able to land a bunch of shells here, and that gale did not like it, so he's now gonna be launching torpedoes. I'm gonna be launching shells. One more salvo and we should be there. Let's see if we can guide those shells. Beautiful. We're gonna take reduction in damage because I'm quite sure I'm gonna take a bunch of these torpedoes. Okay. So all the players are starting to converge on this location, so I have to make a decision if I want to stick around or if I want to get the hell away from here. So I'm gonna offer to join a squadron with the Avenger. I wasn't sure that he was with that Hector already, so good for me. It seems to be that there is a Fang Blade emerging from under the water. Not really sure how that happened, but okay. Even if they get some damage or kill for it, I can theoretically get another boost for me because we are in a squadron. I'm gonna, however, have to pop a heal here because I'm missing half of my HP. We're gonna go with another damage absorption. And we can go take a look over at that massive ship which is gonna be spawning in. Now, from my current experience, I think there are 2 types of ships which might be spawning in. And they never spawn alone. They're always followed with a bunch of destroyers, and they have this weird name like Fly Fire or something like this. Yeah, so here you can see that the ship has starting to spawn in. It's the Aurora. Unfortunately, it's behind the island, so I don't have a good sight of it. I cannot join another squadron because I'm already in one. but I do want to get a bunch of kills here. Now, the fly fires are gonna eventually keep swarming this location, and you have some time when they appear to kill as many of them as possible, because the longer they stay alive, the bigger the chance they will eventually start launching these torpedoes. If you were able to participate in the initial big hunt, you were able to observe these types of torpedoes on Gale. Basically, what they used to do was disable all your modules because they were working like an EMP type of torpedo. So whenever you got hit by said torpedo, all your modules such as repair or anything else got disabled, which made it really deadly. And look at how many of them are there, right? And it has just started, so I'm gonna have to be careful on how I try to engage the Aurora, because it can deal a lot of damage, and I really don't wanna be the one who's gonna die here. We got a nice Citadel hit there. And I can see a bunch of torpedoes in the water. And as you can see, the fly fires have started to already appear all over the place. So soon we can end up being surrounded. So I'm gonna actually pop the module for the secondaries. I'm gonna pop the repair. And I'm gonna open fire. And I'm gonna try to help kill as many of the enemies as possible. This is gonna help us also gather even more of the battle points. As you can see, we're currently gathering enough, close to 5,000. And I'm not really sure if 5,000 is the maximum which we can get to, but I'm gonna try to get as many as possible. Now I need to be, however, careful because the waters are now swarming with the torpedoes. I'm gonna pop the repair so that we are not on fire for over 50 seconds. I'm gonna unfortunately take the majority of the salvo, or yeah. I'm gonna try to turn around so that I don't take as much damage. I'm gonna try to kill this fly fire. Fortunately, did not land as many shots. You have 17 seconds on the cooldown for the secondary modules. As you can see, the Aurora is sitting safely in the distance and we are struggling with all the fly fires. And this one is launching a bunch of torpedoes. I'm currently flooding and I'm also on fire, which is not the best thing when it comes to your ship's HP. And there's just a whole lot of torpedoes in the water. So this is why staying here eventually after a certain time when the portal is open and when the ship spawns in, such as the Aurora, it's super deadly for you to stick around for too long, especially if you don't have high mobility, which the Avenger does not have because, of course, this is a battleship. So I am trying to do the torpedo evading dance, but I'm gonna eventually end up taking a bunch of them. Still have our secondary module buff running. I'm gonna be able to dodge hopefully this salvo. That was a wrong shot. If he's gonna ram into the Avenger, he's gonna take stupid quantity of damage for no good reason. This is what I have noticed, especially in this second big hunt, that a whole lot more of the NPCs are gonna try to ram into you. So you gotta be careful on how you try to do this. Okay, we are 4,345 battle points out of 5,000. We are the last remaining ship currently in the event. This was not good because I just took a full broadside of torpedoes. But these don't deal as much damage as they theoretically should deal. I'm gonna try to stick around, see how this will turn out. There's probably not that much of a chance of me going after the Aurora since I'm struggling just with these small destroyers here. We're gonna pop the module for the secondaries. We're gonna open fire on this fly fire. Majority of its HP pool is gone. This is what I love at least about the 0.10 patch, that if you have secondaries on both sides are shooting. Before the 0.10 patch, this was never implemented. I have not even seen it on the premium ships. So your Turpids, Massachusetts, or any other well-built secondary ship which was previously available in the shop. And ships like Bismarck and such, they do have great secondaries, but they just never utilize both their broadsides for the secondary shooting. So yeah, you can see that the torpedo spawn is super heavy here. Try to dodge as many of them as possible, but more of the ships keep popping up. The fact that I'm shooting from the back is actually beneficial for me because this ship has 3 turrets at the back. We're gonna try to angle ourselves. Unfortunately, this flyfire has shields activated. We have 1 minute and 46 seconds still remaining. Let's see if we can get better angle at this ship. We're gonna pop the module. Gonna open fire. Try to deal as much damage as possible. Try to dodge as many torpedoes as possible. The problem is the angle at which they are following me. I am currently lit on fire, but I'm gonna wait with the repair module, just in case I got hit with the torpedo and the flooding got activated. We're gonna switch to this flyfire because he is at our broadside, so we are gonna be able to engage more effectively with the secondaries. We have 55 seconds left on the timer. The Aurora is way too freaking far for us to do just about anything because small destroyers are pushing us away from even the center where the portal is located. Yeah, man. They are all grouped up so weirdly. Not really sure if Wargame is expecting players to still be in the match even after all this. There are torpedoes in the water. There's a whole lot of torpedoes in the water. But we are still able to somehow keep surviving, and we were able to stay alive despite the fact that there were so many fireflies around. So yeah, my reward is 4,435 battle points, which is shocking, but it should do. So overall, I did get the Berserk. I got 10 kills, 39 citadels, 245 hits with the primary weapons, 432 with the secondaries. I got, thanks to this, much closer to being able to get the small mortars, which are the new secondaries, which I can get. And yeah, that is gonna be it for the Avenger. And on the next one, we're gonna take a look at one of the remaining ships. So I hope you did like this special feature for World of Warships here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel. If you want to know what the channel is currently up to, check it out. Link is in the description. I publish content from Mondays till Fridays. I usually record either in the evenings during the week or especially during weekend. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to upload that much content throughout the weekend. But yeah, I'm going to wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Hopefully you are staying safe, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you for watching, everyone. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the big hunt. It is a lot of fun. and bye bye for now.